Network and social media, where women are telling their stories about how issues like healthcare, the environment, education, and of course safety are being lived in their lives every single day. Today it is my honor to introduce the official opening address of BlogHer 12 from President Barack Obama live via the internet. Thank you, Mr. President. For the respect you are showing to voters and to this community in particular by being with us.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lisa, and thanks to Lisa for inviting me to speak today. And Michelle says hi. I hope that she'll have a chance to be with all of you. And I just want to congratulate everybody on what I hear is your biggest conference yet. You know, even though I couldn't be with you in person, I wanted to say thank you. Like every father, I think about the role models that are out there for my daughters, and I worry about what they'll run into online, honestly. So the fact that Sasha and Malia can go to places like BlogHer and find thousands of women who are writing about subjects from health to family and food, politics, and careers, it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to Michelle. Now, some of you may have heard there's an election coming up, and women's issues are front and center, as they should be. But I think the conversation's been oversimplified a little bit. I bet anyone who spends a little time at your conference will realize pretty fast that women are not a monolithic block. You're not an interest group. You make up more than half of our country and nearly half of our workforce, not to mention 80% of my household, if you count my mother. So, for me, any discussion of the issues women face begins with my own life story and the women in my own life. There was my mom, who was a single mother who put herself through school and made sure my sister and I earned our educations too. There was my grandmother, who worked her way up from a secretary to vice president at her local bank, even though she hit a glass ceiling and watched men she once trained pass her by. When Michelle and I got married and had our girls, we were giving it our all to balance raising a family and pursuing our careers. You know, and we wish we had a machine that would let us be two places at one time. And of course, as a father, the highlight of my day is asking my girls about their days. So, you know, when I think about what's been most important in my life, is these amazing relationships that I've had with my mother and grandmother, my wife, and my daughters. And what drives me when I step into the Oval Office, every decision that I make is making sure that all of our daughters, just like all of our sons, are growing up in a country that gives them the chance to be anything they set to, and a country where more doors are open to them than were open to the previous generation. That's why the first bill I signed was the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act. Now I want to strengthen those protections. And that's why we've extended more loans to women-owned businesses. That's why we've cut taxes for small business owners 18 times. I also want to keep small business taxes low in the future. That's why we've enacted education reform that's helped more than 2.3 million more young women afford to pursue higher education. And now I want to make sure even more can afford to go. And because of the new health care reform law, Obamacare, I happily accept the term. Children with pre-existing conditions can be denied insurance. And we're going to with private insurance now have access to preventive care like mammograms and are beginning to gain access to contraception at no additional cost. Because of pre-existing conditions like cancer or pregnancy, or charge you higher premiums just for being a woman. I'm not going to give any ground to those who would deny women their own health care choices. Every one of these policies is a pretty simple idea. You, women, should have control over the decisions that affect your health, your lives, your careers. If you share that belief, then I think you'll agree that the choice women face right now in this election could not be bigger. On the one hand, you have folks who plan to turn back the clock, promise to take away access to health care and contraception. They talk about getting rid of private services like Planned Parenthood. They're playing the